Home city. Grew up here. Went to Mary Daly, or yeah, Mary Daly was
Okay.
the first school.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you ever seen the movie with Heath Ledger, A Knight's Tale.
Yeah.
Super powerful, man. Cause my grandpa passed like a year ago from I think leukemia, stage
Mm-hmm.
4, and it was it was just right out of the blue. He took his second boost, jab. And I just feel like that kind of helped with it because
Yeah.
the Bible kind of condemns needles and Leviticus 19:28, and I was an advocate against you know
Yeah. Sure.
the agenda they had going
Yep.
on.
Yep. I'm with you.
But yeah, that I seen that banner, dude, and I don't know if you're familiar with Psalm 60 and 4. Thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee, that it may be displayed because the truth so low. I don't know if you can see this scar,
Yeah. A little bit.
kind of like
A little bit.
Harry Potter. But I just try to say Harry Potter, he's my enemy.
I'm not a Harry Potter fan.
Yeah, he's my enemy, man. Because if the guy who played Harry Potter popped up in the city, they'd be saying, "Oh, Harry Potter,"
Yep.
instead of the name of the Messiah.
Right.
And I don't know if you're familiar with. He had a Hebrew name.
Okay.
So I studied what's called. I found these guys preaching on literally on the street,
Yeah.
and they were breaking down how the Native Americans knew the Hebrew, and
Interesting.
it's not the Hebrew that they're speaking over there in Israel today.
Right.
We found out that if you do more studies, that Israel was actually founded right after the Holocaust, 1948. There was a big cover up with that, and in the 1950s, right after that, there's brainwash out.
Yeah. I believe that's definitely possible.
Hmm. So in yoga, they're telling people that the body's a temple. So in all these little religions, they're telling people a little key to the knowledge of the secret of divine. But you know who the vine is it's him. Just like it says in John 15:5. But dude, I like how I came into this, how I am here, like standing with you talking. This Mark was doing to me on my back porch. I don't know if you believe in UFOs, but Ezekiel, book 1, he spoke of the likeness of the angels and the resemblance of a will and within a will. And blackness was he was talking about angels they don't look like what we think. They're not with the wings and stuff.
Right.
It's something else.
Right.
The eyes of the Lord, they
Yep.
try, like, I don't know if you remember growing up as a kid, the magnifying glass,
Yep.
the ant. Well, that night I felt like the ant, but somehow I think I wasn't burnt. I came out with this, and it was heard Bible verses in my soul, man. I heard upon the curse of Deuteronomy 28, and when you go into the book of Deuteronomy 28, it goes to the first verse. If you should hear upon the voice of the Lord, these blessings shall overtake thee and overcome thee, and you're gonna be blessed. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, I'm so happy. But I found out his name is Yahweh, and his son is Yahweh Shai. It's basically like I had to go through so many like interpretations, because like when you look at the name, like for instance, this the god of thunder, his father, so the Mount of Olympus is spiritually being rebuilt here in America. Is over there, the Statue of Liberty resembles, Babylon. Leviticus 26:1, Revelations 18. I just like, man, it's so heavy because I literally like, I died twice. I have this scar on my side, and it's part of Revelations 12:4, man. This picture I had, man. I was trying to show them, but yeah, this language right here is that's the
That looks like Hebrew.
Yep, the Ottawan Palau, and
There is an ancient Hebrew as well that.
Sumerian.
No, I think it's even more than it's older than that. It's actually.
Was that movie The Fourth Kind?
It's more of a pictographical type of language.
Yep, actually, I
So
know.
it's
Like
more-
the bull. The bull.
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, it's more of a
Ox,
it's actually
ox, yeah.
yeah, it's more of a three-dimensional language. It's actually alpha, it's numerical, but it's actual pictorial as well. So it's a 3D language. So that's the ancient Hebrew.
No vowels, you know.
Yeah, yeah, especially in God's name Yahweh, it's YHWH.
Yep.
It's all consonants, and they added the A in there because how do you pronounce something with all consonants, right?
Right.
So the ancient Hebrews, what they did was they took another name for God, which is Adonai. Okay, it's another Hebrew name for God, and they added the letter A for Adonai after Y, so it's Y.
Oh yeah, I know what you're saying. Yep.
And then
With Elohim, along with
and well,
Elohim.
Elohim, yep.
Okay.
And they added that in between the W and the H, so that allowed them to actually pronounce it as much as correctly possible. So some people, some of the modern scholars tried to mispronounce it, and they tried to call him Jehovah. Okay, it's actually a mispronunciation.
Letter J was inserted in the 15th century.
Yeah, so that's actually a mispronunciation. The correct original pronunciation, as close as we can humanly get, is Yahweh. And the cool thing about the name Yahweh is it's in our very breathing, okay? So it's said that when you inhale, if you inhale with your mouth, it sounds like Yah,
Yeah.
Yah. And then when you exhale, it sounds like Wah. So even though somebody might not know the Lord personally, they're saying his name with every breath.
Yeah, it's
a wild thought.
See, yeah, and that's the thing. There's no speech where their voice isn't heard, and you know, even yeah, it's part of to be exact. I would like to pull it up. Psalms.
Well, what can I do for you? What can I do for you today, bud?
Well, I mean, I love talking about the Lord. I love talking
Amen.
about His name, definitely. And I seen the letter right here, 11:17. That was my pop's birthday. They're kind of in the
For
way.
Timothy 1:17.
That, I mean, he shows us signs, and he's like, Mark 16 and 20, like 16:20 is literally the address of my grandma,
Oh, that's cool.
and Mark 16:20 says, "The Lord working with them, showing signs confirming the word."
Yep.
And man, this is
Well, cool, bud.
yeah, this mark in my forehead. This picture is what revealed it, and Revelations 22:4, and they shall see his face, and his name should be in their foreheads. And then also Acts 17:30, and the times of this ignorance God winked at, but not commanded every man everywhere to. And the times of this ignorance